Yo, what is going on, guys? So I am in bed, as you can see, just chilling. Today, I will give you a little sneak preview of how we did. Apex, pretty solid today. Happy with it. Wow. This was today. Where's the calendar? There it is. So, that's where we're at currently. Not too shabby. Got to put another day tomorrow together. Let's see if we've got news. I don't think we've got news. Hold on, I don't know why it's not connecting. Giving me 2 seconds. Anyway, regardless of that, we'll be waiting until after the market is, done with its news. We won't be in prior to get wicked out or get knocked out by any, means. So just wanted to jump on here. As I told you, this is going to be more or less just us kind of updating you on how the day went today. This is a chilling with the fam. But again, we're not going to stop this train. We're not going to stop jumping on, keeping you updated. Of course, today was a great day in the market, so I could go on and on and on and ramble about it. But the reality of the situation is as I get better, as we do more deep work, as we just, back test more and get more feedback data from the, certain setups that we feel confident in. It's building trust within the plan, and I don't mean from a generalist standpoint. I mean actually like the playbook, whether that's break and retest, supply and demand, support and resistance, whatever, right? Double tops, double bottoms, whatever the thing is, whatever I'm looking for, it's gathering the data on that. And that's a slowly but surely coming thing. Again, this is more or less, as you guys know, when I jump on here, sometimes it's like, okay, it's me just like rambling. But the reality of the situation is like, I want to make that change tomorrow. I really do. Like, I want 100% of all my being and, cells inside my body to be like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, and don't ever steer off this path. But obviously that is so difficult, and that is literally why it's so hard to find. I feel like my hat's like crooked. It's weird. That's why I feel like it's so difficult, or why it takes so long. Like, I always had that like general question as to why does it take so long for people to become profitable in the market versus other, adventures or ventures, are different, just different career paths or whatever the case may be. And the reality is this is between the ears. This is all psychological. This is all in the brain. This is like, it has nothing to do with physical. And I always bring that up because, of course, that's like home base for me, right? Like, getting in the gym or working out is something that's like not very difficult for me, but can be difficult for others. That's not to brag. It's just like if I grew up around the charts or did this when I was early teenage years, I'm sure I would have it by now at 29 years old. You know what I'm saying? But it's like persistence, constant grind, knowing thyself, knowing what I need to work on, how I need to improve, how I have to kind of tailor my trading to me and to my style of who I am, how quick I like to trade, or do I like to stay in longer trades, or finding that avenue, if you will, or whatever that is. What yields the most success is by creating a plan that is good for you. But very early in like the first year, I just thought it was this like cookie cut thing that you could just, okay, if I just do this, this, and this. And I guess I'm making it a little bit more simplistic than it really is, but there is this, and this that you can do to see success and to build a proper plan, but it's not, because your risk tolerance might be different than mine, you know, depending on how much capital you're working with, et cetera, et cetera. There's like a whole line of things. But in theory, the number, whatever that is, $1,000 or $100,000 or $1,000,000, it doesn't really matter in per se to. Now, you have to train your mind to be able to see those kind of numbers move, right? So that's why it's like, if you can do it on a small account, you know, you need to be able to appreciate the money on, let's say you threw $100 in the market or $1,000 into the market, and this is not financial advice at all. I'm just talking to you guys. And then you build that, and then over the course of, let's call it a year, 2 years, I've had some down months, but I've always kept my risk just right. I've boomed, you know, the other, whatever, 10 months out of the year, you know what I'm saying, or 8 months out of the year, whatever your situation is, just hypotheticals. And it's like, things are going well. You know, I'm making money. Okay, now going from $100,000 to $250,000, $250,000 to $500,000 to $1 million, if I'm making the exact same trades, the only thing that's happening is I'm compounding money at a much faster rate because I'm just using a bigger account size. But I'm actually not doing anything different from a process standpoint. And I don't need to, accept bigger risk, because I'm supposed to be looking at it from a percentage standpoint and not from a number standpoint. So although I may have $1 million account or $2 million account that I'm funded on, I don't need to worry that 1% on a $2 million account is $20,000, because the reality is when I had a $100,000 account and not a $2 million account, that was only $1,000 I was risking. But it's all relative, because the 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, or 1-to-2, however you want to call it, that you want to go for is now risking $20,000, which is 1% of 2 million, to go for 2%, which is $40,000. So now you're not looking at, oh, I'm trying to make 2,000 and I'm risking 1,000. You're just increasing. You're just adding zeros, which is awesome, because then when you start taking that off of the screen, if you will, and turning that into a real life, pay your bills, $40,000 in one trade is pretty ridiculous. And so I could do this all day long and go down this rabbit hole of, okay, and then so if we get funded this much, this is how much you can make, this is how much you have the potential. It's like, again, this is like also just me settling into, like, if this is what I am going to do, which is 100% what I'm going to do, then I need to be thinking 10 years from now, which really changes perspective. So, you know, you guys hear me always say, like, when it's on the weekends, I just do deep work, or that's the phrase I like to use, but it's just taking time, reading books. I have to master me in order to master the market. So almost anything and everything that has to do with my mindset, my psychology, how I think about things, how I think about and perceive opportunity, how I learn more in better ways to conserve, preserve, and then invest, etc., in just like acquiring assets and saving money, you know what I'm saying, and just doing all that, like just understanding money at a very, very, and let me make something very, very clear. I've told you guys this before, but I think this is a great, time to preface. Like, I'm a God-fearing man. I am. And so I'm not ever going to let money be the thing that is ahead of God, ever. And that's not for me to really prove to anybody, but I think it is important when I'm on this journey, and when my kids are watching this now, and kind of like, it seemed like you talked a lot about money or how much you could make or whatever, but it's like, I think every parent, and if my kids are watching this now, which I'm sure they are, they're what I'm learning as I'm not a parent yet, at this current moment in this video. Every parent wants their kid to have a better life than they did. And as you get older, you understand that a little bit more and more. And what they mean by that, you're like, okay, well, that's, or it seems so cliche, you're like, well, yeah. It's like something that's like the right thing to say. But the reality is it's not whether it is or isn't the right thing to say. It's just, I have very, I guess, skewed or different beliefs as far as like the school system and stuff like that. And to me, I'm like, it was definitely what I needed, but I, in my opinion, I feel like school and my attitude may change towards it. It really might. But right now, if I were to go back, or if I was my kid's age again and I'm looking back out at it, it's like I would rather just get the mentors and make them read books, I'm saying, from a very early age, because it, with, of course, and I'm blessed for this, because, if you're fortunate enough to have your father, I'm saying, or a father figure, or a mom around, I'm trying to get comfy here, sorry guys, that's a blessing. And so what I'm getting at is if you have them around, they will tell you that they took chances, they sacrificed, they did what they had to do in order to put food on the table and provide, etc. My dream for my kids is to be able to walk through doors that I never had the chance to walk through, or they're at least considered, to walk through the doors with the brightest minds, with the, I guess, like the socialization, and then parents that raise you correctly, if you're fortunate to have them. What I was getting at is a blessing. But if you don't have them, then how do you learn? How do you gain that knowledge? You gain that knowledge by picking up a book, because somebody else did what you're trying to do at a very efficient rate. And their life's work is in between those pages. So it's like, I've said this before, I'm going to keep saying it again, and hopefully there's some kind of little, like, pixie dust that I leave behind, or like silver lining, if you will, between all these videos. And like, if I actually ever take the time to watch these videos on my own and like look back and like, what did my hair look like? What was I talking about in this video? Let me just click and watch, and I'm 60 at this point, or 50 at this point. I'm just looking back and going like, what? Let's just see. That you told yourself in the beginning, now this is me talking to me, you told yourself in the beginning that if you just kept reading, that you would get all the wealth and acquire all the things that you've ever wanted in life. So don't stop, ever. The minute you stop, that is when you start to atrophy and die, because your mind is no longer working. Your mind is strong, it keeps your body young. If your mind is not strong, the body will dwindle. I feel great about my body. It's because I'm learning more than I've ever learned. I'm always open and want to hear and learn and listen, and that's why I encourage you guys to comment. And there will be a point in time when I won't be able to respond. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. That's a good problem, because there will be so many. And there will be a team, and maybe it won't be coming from me and me typing it directly. And I hope I can get back to everybody, even the heartfelt, nice messages, and not the hatred, because that will come. That's just a part of the game. But at the end of the day, I'm still human, and I'm here not recording a video in an Airbnb right now on vacation at, whatever time of night, because I need to do this for my health. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my loved ones. I'm doing this for me 10 years from now, 20 years from now, so I can look at the progress and go, things have changed, or you did exactly what you said you were going to do. And so these videos are my accountability partner, if you will. You guys are my accountability partners. So let's push on this journey. And, I love that I can get some, even if it's a few only, involved in this journey of, it's not like I was the one to get you guys on challenges or funding things, or Apex or Trade of 8, or which are pretty much one and the same, or Top Step, or anything. Maybe I did. So I hope, right now, this is not like, I'm not pitching you on anything. This is just me expressing to you like where I'm at today. And today we made $7,500. So good day. Need to put another one together tomorrow. Hopefully we can get, just a little bit closer to a payout. And you're gonna hear me say it, and hear me say it, and hear me say it, and hear me say it. I don't know how long it'll go. I don't. I would be lying to you if I knew. But we will get over this, because persistence and hard work and consistency is what gets you anywhere in life. So guys, I'll leave you with that. It's late. I'm gonna knock out tomorrow. It's a new day, so let's attack it. Say it with me if you know it. You are uniquely different. God took his time on you. You are one of one. If you know what chose you today, I love you so much. Peace.